Okay, well, my name's Rodney Dover. I'm a Battalion Chief with the Hollister City Fire Department. We are a city department that has the contract coverage for the local county. The county we cover is 1,400 square miles, which incorporates two small cities known as Hollister and a smaller town known as San Juan Bautista. Outside of those two districts, we have 1,400 square miles of rural fire coverage. These apparatus were designed to meet our needs. We've built a rural, what we kind of consider type 3, but it's technically a type 1, is we've put it on a four-wheel drive chassis with a 1,000 GPM pump with PTO capabilities and pump and roll capabilities. Okay, so the front, we've got a pre-connected front discharge line where we've got an option for two different type of hose lines. We've got a small, short pump and roll type fire attack, be about a 15, 20 foot, 1.75 inch line. And if we're gonna stay a little more stationary, we've got a compartment here that can carry up to 200 feet of 1.75 inches. All we have to do is disconnect. We've got a valve installed on the bumper so we can shut this line down even when it's under pressure, make the change, and use the appropriate line for whatever situation we're gonna be in. Everybody's been asking why we added this hitch here. Technically, we're not here to tow anything. We install a hose roller because, like I said, we're out in a rural area. It's not uncommon for have 400 or 500 feet of hose out there. This helps us roll it up much quicker and get us back in service. The chassis we went with is it's a big crew cab design. We run a minimum crew of 3 people. We have the ability to put a 4th in, which could be in the near future. Pick the 4-wheel drive design because of all the rural areas that we do cover. And we've had situations in the past where our type 1s can't access those structures. This will give us that capability. We're trying to make use of all available space. I think in the original spec, this was probably be in a battery storage area. We were able to move the batteries to the other side, enlarge the compartment, and put a slide out tray. Our intent for this area is to put all the engineer components here. This would be all your adapters, your different nozzles, your spanner wrenches, everything that an engineer would use on scene. We're hoping we should be able to fit in this compartment. You're looking at what's basically a typical type 1 pump panel. You know, we equip this thing with a much larger pump than most off-road apparatus, again, to meet the needs of the county, being able to respond to a structure fire with the vehicle that's 4-wheel drive. This is a 1,000 GPM waterless, single stage. In this compartment here, we installed the swiveling pack board. Because we're gonna have to basically carry multiple lines of tools, not only Wildland tools, we're gonna have to carry some structure equipment. So we're trying to utilize every bit of available space. Nice thing about the swivel is you got 2 sides to operate off of. So we can have tools on the outside of this thing and tools mounted to the inside. We install a pegboard on the back to give us more mounting options on the back wall since we have a large space behind it. We tried to keep it simple, but give us a lot of adjustability. We tried to use a slide out compartment that is more than heavy enough to hold whatever equipment we would carry in here, and use double adjustable shelves so that we have options as we start to add equipment to this vehicle. On the rear of this vehicle, we have a large tray component here. Another pull-out slide tray will probably keep our vehicle rescue equipment like our jaws. Next compartment up. We've done something unique here. Instead of putting the hose roller up on the top like most rigs, we had space in the back so we were able to fit it in the rear. And it gives us a nice little option to work this off the back, keep it tucked away and protected from the elements. And the size of this compartment gave us an extra storage area that we weren't expecting. Up on top, we've just got a minimal hose bed. We're only anticipating carrying 600 feet of 3-inch, 600 feet of 2-inch, and a couple of attack lines. There's a dunnage compartment on top, so we can store extra foam, extra firefighting equipment up there just to keep it out of the compartments. Again, because the engine's so compact and we're asking it to do so many things, we're just trying to utilize every bit of space we can get our hands on. So they call these I-zone hooks. Allows us to take the Wildland hose, roll it up on the hooks, and hang it off the back and keep it connected to the engine. So if we got to move from one location to the next, we're not having to refold the hose and reload it and put it back. On the rear compartment, again, we utilize adjustable shelves with using maximum widths inside the compartments. And the goal here, like I said, is for the unexpected. If we start to carry equipment that we weren't expecting to carry when we spec these out, it gives us the flexibility to move and adjust to carry the additional equipment. And this will be our large long-handled tool storage here. Most probably we'll keep in our McLeods, our Pulaskis, most of our Wildland attack stuff, probably the hose bundles and stuff like that. This unique compartment, one of the things we're trying to do here is take the breathing apparatus out of the captain's seat in the front. And we added this storage compartment here for the captain's equipment. It's got his SCBA here. You'll be able to keep all his equipment not in the cab with him. Again, like I said, we were trying to utilize as much storage as possible, and every opportunity was presented. This is, again, another battery box. We spec'd out having the batteries clamped in as far forward into this compartment as we could. But still giving us access to make the changes to the batteries necessary, but allowing us to have another compartment here for more equipment. This vehicle is going to be exposed to some pretty nasty elements, so we decided instead of letting the diamond plate degrade over time, let's just put a nice good coating on top of it to keep it a nice color for forever, and also add to the grip when climbing these steps. As you can see, it's a four-wheel drive. It's a pretty high climb up to the seat. So anything that gives us additional grip adds to the safety for the firefighters. I would have to thank the City of Hollister and the Mayor and the City Council for approving a project like this. I want to thank my apparatus committee, which Andrew Henderson is a captain with the Hollister Fire Department, engineer Stephen Hansen with the Hollister Fire Department, firefighter Aaron Kakabine, Battalion Chief Phil Rossi, Fire Captain Vince Grewal. These are the guys who were involved in designing this from the basic concept to what we have today. I can't thank enough John Burton at Burton's Fire. This is our first design of an apparatus like this, so there was a lot of unknowns going into it, and John helped square us away and make sure we're making some of the right decisions. And then of course I want to thank the people of the City of Hollister for, like I said, for approving such a project and recognizing the need in our community for vehicles like this. Can't wait to get this thing to Hollister, get it all equipped, and let's get this thing in service.